section of the foot.
Oh, really? I have bad
I bet she's good.
No, nothing sexual.
Yeah, you're my kind of dude.
People who attend our event come from everywhere, high and low and far and wide. And that has given us, it's very funny, we went to the desert, and that great desolate openness, the vacant heart of the Wild West, I call it. And in order to do something that, in its essential aim, was very otherworldly. But in order to survive there, on government land, we had to learn very worldly skills. And since then, we've been involved in a crash postgraduate course in what the great world is, how you can construct community in a very practical way.
In the last 2 years, Burning Man has sort of jumped the orange trash fence that surrounds the event, and it has stopped being a thing that happens here. It's something that happens kind of all the time in various places.
Now, way before there were the holiday lights we enjoy today, it was fire that illuminated the night with magical light. Greetings to a parade favorite, the skilled fire dancers and African drummers of the Colorado Fire Tribe.
We're ready now to go back to the world, having forged, having generated rather a real culture with animated by an actual ethos and we have a mission, and that's to change the world in ways that are consonant with those values that we have discovered by struggling together and in the process forming not merely a temporary community, but a community that now exists in one form or another all over and all the time.
Come here and learn a new way of interacting with each other that is decoupled from their economic standing. It doesn't matter whether you're a billionaire or a short order cook in Santa Cruz. Here you're the same. What matters is how you interact with each other. If you take that value, the idea, and then put it out in the real world, the implications are profound.
In the true sense of the word, the gift is, it's each of us. It's what we care about, what we have to offer, the gift that we have to give to the world by being who we are. And to me, that's at the very core what a gifting economy is about. Sharing with people what brings you joy, what gives you meaning, and just sharing that with people without any expectation of anything in return at all.
We didn't initiate the regional movement. The regionals did. People left the desert, came back home, and decided they didn't want to stop being as they'd been at Burning Man. And they asked us to create a list so they could communicate with one another. And that proved like topsy. And so now a regional is someone who sits at the center somewhere, anywhere in the world, and helps the community to communicate with itself.
Yes, there are actually more than 80 regional groups all over the planet at this time. And now this is our official virtual world regional, which has just been launched to be a part of Burning Life here.
It's really interesting to watch our values being mirrored back to us through different entities. For example, last year a burner came to us and said, I want to loan you some solar panels to run the event. And we very quickly realized that because of some unique situations in Nevada, if he would loan us the money and we can provide the labor, we can build renewable energy virtually for free. So in October, we're going to build 120 kilowatts of solar power in Gerlach and 60 kilowatts of power in Lovelock and give it to those communities free. It's $2.5 million of free energy over the next 20 years. And it comes with no strings attached. That's what happens when you marry venture capital and social capital. What Burning Man does is teaches people how to accumulate social capital. Does that make sense?
Many claims are made for historic novelty, and especially in America. But I would claim only one distinction for Burning Man, and that is that we are the first scene that became a city.
But if you look at the way that technology is growing and evolving, I foresee sometime in the future when you can wear goggles or sunglasses with a heads-up display and walk around in the desert at Burning Man and still be in contact with someone who's behind a computer screen in, say, Australia or somewhere on the other side of the world. And they could actually put up an avatar in front of you on the desert through your viewing screen, and you could communicate and talk to people all over the world using that kind of technology.